This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1069, Why I Dumped My Financial Advisor, by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and this is where I read to you from some of the best blogs on personal finance every single day, and that includes weekends and holidays. And for more blogs being narrated to you daily, check out Optimal Living Daily. You can just search for that in the podcast app of your choice and then hit subscribe to hear a lot more great articles narrated to you for free. But for now, let's get right to it as we continue optimizing your life. Why I Dumped My Financial Advisor by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. I was with my broker for over a decade. I trusted him because he was an old university friend, and having worked with him on some business school projects, I also knew he was very intelligent and personable. And he was also upfront about his compensation, and he didn't recommend anything he wouldn't be confident investing in himself. The advice was sound, and his fee of $1,000 per year felt fair, so I didn't see any need to make a change. Life was good. Then he had the nerve to fall in love with an American woman, love, which led him to move to the U.S. As a result, he sold his practice to another fellow, not the same type of guy. The two of them had met with me together before telling me of the changeover. Broker number 2 seemed aligned with my friend's values, so I was okay to try it out, and I was planning to transfer my pension funds to the margin tax-deferred account as well. And then it happened. I'd asked broker number 2 to prepare a suggested investment approach for my overall portfolio, including the pension. I arrived at the meeting, and he'd done nothing. During our conversation, he tried to wing it by divvying up a pie to show a proposed diversification. I could have done a better job. It was embarrassing and disappointing. I wanted my old broker back, badly. It gets worse. Then he tells me that though we'd agreed that the $1,000 fee was what he'd charge, he was more comfortable with a 1% fee. He obviously didn't think I could do the math because he was giving himself a 250% raise. I was furious, but I didn't let on and just left as soon as possible. I went home, and just to see what it looked like on paper, I did the fee comparison of what I'd been paying to what he was asking for over a 20-year period. I didn't keep the calculations, but I remember the punchline. Based on reasonable return projections, I would be paying an extra $140,000+ in professional fees. That just made me much more upset. WTF? Plus, advisors get this fee with no risk. It's based on the total value of the portfolio, not a percentage of the change in value. When you think of it, it's pretty crazy. There's an approximate recreation of that original spreadsheet in this post. I don't know where the original went, but I'm pretty close. I've extrapolated to 30 years just for fun because it really gets insane. It includes both what I had invested with him at the time and the pension funds I was thinking of transferring over. It assumes a 7% rate of return, a 1% advisor fee, which also shows the $1,000 flat fee, and that I'd contribute $20,000 per year in additional savings, which is still in line with what would have happened. I slept on it for a few days and sent him an email, copying my previous broker, given it would likely affect him as well, stating that I would not be transferring my pension funds. Now, 3 years later, not only did he not get my pension funds or any additional savings I've accumulated, but now that my account with him has reached the level where his 1% matched my previous $1,000 fee, I'm transferring my funds to my online brokerage account, which is where I transferred my pension money to keep it safe from his 1%. What made the decision that much easier was that in 3 years he's done nothing for the fees he's received, not even suggested what to do with the dividend money trickling during this time, which meant that $10,000 is just sitting in cash. In hindsight, I should have done it 3 years ago. Fees matter, and feeling that your financial advisor has your best interests at heart matters. When it comes to managing our money, we need to look out for ourselves because no one will care about our wealth like we will. Going forward, I'll pay for advice, not for direct management of my investments. And by keeping my investment portfolio simple by using low-fee exchange-traded funds, ETFs, there's less complexity to manage, and that leads to fewer questions. That's the right recipe for me, and it's one I'll stick to for years to come. You just listened to the post titled Why I Dumped My Financial Advisor by Helene Massicotte of freetopursue.com. Okay, and that's going to do it for me for this episode. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow for the Thursday show, where your optimal life awaits.